Hey, welcome to the JT Ride or Die podcast. We're so excited to be back with you today to talk about Mr. JT. Just as a reminder, this is a podcast by fans for fans, and we are not affiliated with Justin and his team in any way. I think it's going to be a really fun show today. We are doing a deep dive into what's considered, I think, one of Justin's most controversial albums, Man of the Woods. It's also been quite the last couple of weeks of exciting news for him and for the fandom. But first, to start the show, one of our hosts went to several of the European shows, and she had quite the experience at several of them. So Faye, you have the floor. We want to hear about your UK tour experience.
Yeah, so, gosh, it's been such a busy week. So my first one was in Manchester. That was my first VIP experience, which was amazing. I was near the Until the End of Time section, so I was bang in the middle where he was, and that was really amazing. It was amazing to see everyone as well. But it was just literally me and this guy singing the whole set list. No one knew the new songs. Just me and this guy just singing the whole. Yeah, everyone else was just singing, obviously, the Like I Love You, the Love Stone, like those songs. But just me and this guy was singing the whole set list. It was, yeah, that was crazy. And then, so then I had I think it was a 2-day break, and then it was the London shows. So I had front row on the Sunday. That was insane. If you get to experience front row, that is just, it was incredible. And then that night I got the selfie that night with Tamara, who's NSYNC reunion, and Kat as well. So we got the selfie that night. And then the second night was my bath tour. So that was a big one. I met up with Tunisia. I think Janiera knows Tunisia. It was her birthday. Yeah. So we went out for a meal. There was other fans there that I didn't know. And then I went to check in to get my merch, VIP merch. And then you get an actual ticket with your bar stool number on it and your name. So you need your ID or you won't get through, basically. So you definitely need ID if you got bar stool. And then I went round the back, and then Ali from Live Nation, she does all the VIP stuff. She makes sure that everything's okay. And then the Barstool people get set to one side. So basically you go in first and you take a picture in front of the stage. And then you cool. Yes, very nice picture. Yeah, thank you. And then you come back. She makes sure everything's okay. She gets a heads up, and then you go in. Barstool people go in first. So our numbers were engraved. So I thought seat 27 was in the middle, but my seat 28 was in the middle. So you go in first, Barstool, and then VIP SRO will go in last. So that was insane. And then you get 2 tokens to buy a drink. I got the Technicolor drink, which I didn't like. It wasn't great. And it makes your tongue blue as well. So I was like, I've got to stop drinking that. So yeah, it wasn't great. So I didn't really drink much. And then obviously Andrew came on, and then the show started, and then obviously you know the bit when he's coming on B stage, and he literally didn't even look my way when he came on B stage. So anyway, I had my sign. And it was only until Suit and Tie, the end of Suit and Tie, where he looked and pointed at me and says, "You, all right?" And then he goes round again. And I didn't notice until I saw the video when he said, "You got it." I didn't notice that. And then obviously it starts, and then he walks round. I put my hand up to hold his hand, and then he looks at my headband that I got from Maggie. Because she got the Flame Jump in Manchester, and she let me borrow the headband, the Flame headband, and he put like an okay sign, like that's good. And then obviously the jump happened, and I can't tell, like, literally, it's so intense. The eye contact is so crazy. Literally, it's just you and him in that moment. Like, you could see the sweat, his eyes. It was insane. It was, it's just, and then I get to hold his hand at the end. And literally, I was like, when you get that jump, it's just, yeah, it was incredible. It literally was incredible.
I mean, you did a good job.
You did.
I was dying inside. I was sweating. It was really hot that day as well. So I was
You looked so
dying
calm and
inside.
collected.
You really did, yeah.
Literally, it was, it was really hot that day as well. And then my last 2 shows was in Lyon, France. So I wasn't planning to do that, but my friends got me tickets for the Saturday night. But Maggie had tickets for Friday, but she couldn't go, so she gave me her ticket for Friday, and that wasn't planned because I travelled on the Friday and I landed on about 5, so I got there just after the doors open. And Golden Circle was really crowded. I think they oversold tickets that night because it was so packed. And I was at the play aisle. I didn't know anyone there, but I saw Tamara because she had VIP SRO. So she came down to hello for a bit, and then she went back to the VIP section. So anyway, so 20 minutes before Justin was going to come on stage, Johnny walked past, and he saw me, and he smiled, so I smiled back, and then he came back to me and said, "Are you with anyone?" I said, "No, it's just me." Then he said, "Come with me," and he took out the wristband, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Wow,
and I said, "Thank you so much." So I put it on, and then I was in the VIP, so I got upgraded. I was like, "Oh my, I can't believe this is happening."
Amazing.
That was it. Yeah,
that's
that was
amazing.
insane. So I was in the VIP section for the first night, and then the second night, I queued for hours and hours. I was with Verena. I don't know if you guys know Verena. She's NSYNC OG UK. So I queued with her, and then Maggie came along. And then Marion, I got to meet Marion as well. She's on Twitter. She's French. She got the same jump that night. It's the second night, I think it was, or first night. I can't remember. I think it might be the first night. And then so basically their queuing system is really bad. So it's like, it doesn't even matter what number you are. It's like, it's a free for all. So you literally have to go through security and then leg it down to the door section and then wait there for 20 minutes to get your ticket scanned, and then you get a yellow wristband for Golden Circle, because there's Golden Circle and there's another section which is the standing. So the Golden Circle is near the front stage, and then the other section is like near the back. So we waited for 20 minutes, and then we were getting that experience was too much. That was a lot.
So is that how ticket prices stay so low in Europe? Is like,
I'm not sure.
You buy a ticket.
For UK it was fine, but the European one, apparently, Verena said that it didn't happen in Berlin. It was just one single file, but for the French one, it was like you could be number 60 and you could be at the front. So it was really quite bad. Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Yeah. And so basically they're saying, like, don't run. So anyway, we have to speed walk. So we scan tickets, they give you the yellow wristband, and literally you have to speed walk. Then you show them the yellow wristband and literally just run to the front. So we managed to be at the front. That was really intense. And then the show, and then it was that show was incredible, and he was so emotional that day at the B stage. I don't know if you guys seen it when he was getting up there. Oh my gosh, we cried.
Yeah.
Crying. I was like, it was so emotional. I think, obviously the end of the leg 2 and the Europe dates. But yeah, it was amazing. It was incredible.
Definitely had quite the journey. I love that for you. When is your next stop again?
Memphis, so that we November 23rd. Yeah.
Very nice.
That's my last date.
So you have a little bit of cooling down time.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yes. I need that.
I saw you went to France. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is all over the place. This is amazing.
The tickets for Memphis are dropping. It's very tempting.
Yeah. But a lot of people go to Memphis. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So many, so that would be good. Yeah.
Well, we love that. There's always one of our hosts attending at least one show, but that was quite the experience. And she got flame jump, so it doesn't get any higher than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to segue. Well, I don't have a segue. We're just going to get into it. So I guess what we're doing with this album is, because I don't like critics, this is really just thoughts and feelings on each of the songs and then how we feel about the album altogether. So the first song was, of course, the first release of the album, which was Filthy. So, who wants to share feelings and thoughts on that?
I can go. I really like the song. I just didn't like the music video for it. I just didn't think it fit with it at all.
And see, I only like the song, and I didn't like the song until I actually saw the video.
The sexy,
the robot.
The robot.
The robot was pretty cool.
No, he's the Apple guy. What's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Sexy Steve Jobs.
It was definitely taken from that. I don't want.
I like the song too. I'll admit, when it first came out, I kind of had the same reaction that I did when Sexy Back came out, where I was like, this is different. Like, I wasn't used to the sound from him. So, like, it took me a minute. I was like, okay. And then I didn't mind the music video, but I really like Filthy. Like, the more that I listened to it, it always gets me going. Like, if I'm in a bad mood and I throw that on, I'm bopping in the car. I'm crazy all over the place. And like, my youngest, that's his favorite song off the album, so he always wants to play it. So we just kind of have fun with it. So I really do like Filthy.
I liked the song after I saw the video. I think my biggest issue was it wasn't, and he'd get criticism for this later, was it wasn't representative of the album.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if we got visuals first or the song first.
I think it was the same time.
Yeah. I think it was like, if it wasn't the same time, it was pretty close.
Right, because they didn't tell.
I think I read that Filthy was out with the pre-order of the album. So I guess
so then we would have gotten visuals first.
I'm not
and I mean, like, photos.
I think we got photos first, I would say.
Gosh.
That's what I'm saying. Because you had your Man of the Woods photos, this very Man of the Woods theme, and then you were hit with this very
futuristic
iRobot, futuristic bop, and you're like, okay.
That is weird.
Where is this going? And as you get into the album, it didn't. It wasn't.
I agree. It wouldn't have been a single for me.
Yeah.
One of my choices.
Yeah, I guess I can see where you're going with that. It didn't really represent the style of the album, because the album itself was very much outdoorsy, flannel. That's what he was going for. But when you hear Filthy, you don't think of that at all, because it was like, the music video had the robots and everything in it. So it was definitely different.
Right. For sure. So, I mean, the next song, Midnight Summer Jam, is the consensus was that that should have been the leading.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
That's one of my favorites. When he played it, when he did it on the Brits, that was that was my ultimate favorite. Midnight Summer Jam. That should have been a single.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's really good. It's one of the few songs on there that the production is flawless. The lyrics work. it's just good. It goes through several different transitions. I'm not sure what the thought process was of not allowing that to be a lead single, but there have been several prominent people who've come forward and been like, I would have done some things differently on the album, and I definitely think that's one of the things they're talking about.
And I feel like he performed it just as much as Filthy on a live stage at award shows.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Interesting.
Other than the Super Bowl, I think. He didn't perform that.
Yeah, he did the Brits, yeah.
He did it at the Brits, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely should have been a single. Like, it's a dance party song. Like, you just get up and dance, and it kind of gives me Earth, Wind, and Fire vibes, which I love. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. It should have been a single, and I don't understand the thought process of it not being a single, because that represents the album more than Filthy did.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like that happens a lot. There's so many songs on some of his albums, and we're like, why is this not a single? Like, what is going on here? And that's definitely one of them.
I wonder if it's just him picking them still, or not.
Or his team maybe picking them.
Yeah.
I would think at the end of the day,
He
it
has
would be
final
him.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Mm-hmm. And the record companies, they hold a lot of control. Don't get me wrong, a lot of control, because I've seen them shut whole projects down, when they don't feel an album is gonna gel. So I not 95%. As long as he's been in the game, and like how he pushed forth Sexy Back when nobody wanted him to, I feel like this is definitely a choice that he made. I think, like Pharrell was saying, the album has kind of an Americana sound to it. It does have an Americana sound to it, and it would have benefited as far as representation, but I don't know if we'll ever know why he didn't go that route.
Yeah, definitely. It's a question, because he's the executive music producer on the album, so he has a lot to say. But again, like you're saying, maybe it just wasn't worth the fight if somebody else didn't want it out in front. So he just picks and chooses what he battles for.
I mean, that was an unfortunate choice. The next song on the album is Sauce. I don't really even know how to feel about that song.
I have not listened to that song from start to finish, so.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. No,
Wow.
only like the beginning bit, but no, I haven't really.
I hated it when it first came out, but actually now I really like it.
Okay.
I think it aged better than some of the other songs.
In the middle with it, like I don't know how to feel about it. Like sometimes I like it, so I guess it depends on the mode I'm in. But it's never a favorite on the album. Like I'm not like, hey, let me listen to Sauce. Like if it happens to come on, it's like a 50-50 on if I skip it or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can tell you not that What's that?
I loved it when I first heard it. Like, I love the guitar, the electric guitar, and it's very funky. Anytime he does, like, a music style like that, I think it fits his voice really well. Mm. So, but I immediately loved it. It's in, my top 3.
You listened to it this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the first time? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I think it fits with what the current sound is today compared to when this came out.
When it was
yeah. I definitely agree with, I think it was Pharrell was saying that this album was ahead of its time, and I do feel like that because I had talked to a bunch of people about the album, and some of them were saying that they didn't like it, and I said, go give it another listen, and then they came back, and they're like, you know what, I actually really like it now.
Yeah. It does change.
So that probably has a lot to do with it. I can tell you my 10-year-old hates Sauce. Anytime it comes on, he's like, Mom, turn it off right now. I don't know. Not that it's a good song for him to be listening to anyways, but he's never done that with any of the songs that we listen to. And, it literally the second beat drops, and he's like, turn it off. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
I guess it just doesn't do anything for me. I can hear it and nothing. And I think
there's interesting lyrics too.
Yeah, the lyrics are interesting for sure.
That's
talking about pink and purple.
The pink and purple.
Writing in a journal.
Yeah.
What's the journal? What journal are we writing in? Because I want to know what journal we're writing in.
I don't know. He met some 30-year-old chick with a journal.
My mind just went to the gutter on that.
Yeah, totally.
Don't even ask me.
And he means exactly what he's saying.
And what is sauce? Exactly.
Yeah.
My mind just goes to the gutter on that.
Mm-hmm.
It literally is what you think.
It literally is what you think. It took me a minute. I'm like, oh, okay.
No, they explain it in the beginning. That's not it. I think there are two meanings, but
no, there's two meanings.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
He snuck that in there.
But, except for
he's good at that.
That 2 or 3 lines, 3 or 4. We tried it. Now, one of the interesting songs on the album is "Man of the Woods."
That is probably the worst one.
Yeah. I would have cut
the worst one.
easily.
That wasn't him. That wasn't him. I don't know who that was. That wasn't him. I have not watched the music video because I saw clips. No.
You've never seen the whole video?
No, I haven't seen. No.
Oh, wow.
No, I can't listen to that song. I can't listen to it.
Ago.
I have to skip it. I can't listen to that song.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
bad.
my first cut from the album choice so far.
But that was not him. I can't. No. No way.
Okay,
just as a full disclaimer, if you're looking for real brutal honesty, you heard it here first. So
this is it.
Yeah,
get ready for some honesty, people, because we're not holding back. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
We do not hold back. So I can appreciate his attempt. Okay, like I get that he was trying to be cute and like tell people, about his relationship and everything like that, and it was like a fun, upbeat song, but it just missed for a lot of people.
He gave a serious piece of advice to Anna Kendrick on the set of Trolls. And I think he should follow that advice next time and just do it better. Because... and this is coming from a group of fans of many, many years. So this is not just...
He should just run it by us first, and we'll let him know.
Yeah. We should be the screening team.
Yeah. It was just not a good choice.
It wasn't. It was...
The lyrics are clunky, as many critics have pointed. It's just really clunky and goofy. It's not catchy.
It's not him. It was not him.
Campy, but not in a good sense. The video.
Oh my god.
I had not seen the video until 3 months
it is.
ago. I honestly did not know that video existed.
And he just dropped those videos back to back on that album.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All in like a month.
Yeah.
Well,
they were super good.
None of it this time.
But I knew watching the
now.
video that Janiera, I knew you would be
the videos now.
not liking that video like right off the bat. Even if you like the song, I was like, she is not gonna like this video.
You don't know that video.
I was like, no.
It looks like an Old Spice commercial.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like the lumberjack.
I think that's what they were going for, actually.
I think that's what they're going for too, to be funny, and it's not really that funny.
It's like the Brawny commercial, right? Isn't that what it is? Like he's selling paper towels.
It's like move on.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the album wouldn't have gotten. I mean, they kept referring to it as a country album, and that's
a country song. But,
that one is, yeah.
God.
But it's not a good one.
No.
And he didn't mean it to be a country album, though. That's the thing. They were just trying to label it.
No, he didn't. But
it should have been Americana.
Yeah, but that video didn't
rock
help.
Americana.
Because to me, if he was even trying to go for an Americana look, it almost made a mockery of what he was trying to do. It does. There's nothing that I would be like, This is artistic. This is satirical.
He likes to throw curveballs at all of us, you know.
No way.
So that's what this
He
was.
was exploring. He was exploring his sound.
Paying attention.
Well, I think they know how we feel about that one.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know where he was. And I mean, the next song, Higher, Higher.
I love this song.
I think it's one of the best
Higher.
songs on the album.
Yeah,
and I think
it's been a single.
I just like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites.
I picked that as one of my single choices that I would have made.
Yeah.
I
hear it on the radio
third
a lot.
song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sounds so good in the car if you're driving down the countryside with your windows open. It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing.
I can imagine.
I do enjoy it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious. So how many of us had it as one of the best songs on the album? Because I had that too.
Me.
All of us, I think.
All of us.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
100%.
Like I said, Justin needs to run this by us.
Yeah. And
we'll let him know.
Exactly.
Single board committee.
We're being very
honest,
one of my lines of
the song comes from Higher, Higher. So it's like the stress is cruel, frames alive. I really like that.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
so
love
real,
the harmonies.
it's so relatable.
Yeah, his vocals sound really good.
Amazing.
He shows off his voice and the harmony.
One of my
Love
favorites.
it.
Yeah.
Love
Absolutely.
it. Mm-hmm.
And it fits with the rest of the album. Unlike
Yes, it definitely
Kelsey
does.
Yes, it definitely
or Man of
does.
the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a 360 from the previous song.
Yes.
Yep.
The next one, Wave. That's a really interesting song because
that is one of my favorites. That is one of my favorites.
I hate that song.
I love that
Me
song.
too, Jenny. Sorry.
It's very underrated.
I'm
It's got like a Caribbean music vibe, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I listen to it,
Of
it
the
just
album.
sounds like Caribbean music vibes with like upbeat music. Like I'm not mad at the song, but I do not have it on repeat.
It's such a vibe. It's like much so much like that's one of my favorites.
I feel like that could have been like with Soulmate, like released separately. It didn't fit with the album to me.
That wouldn't have been cool.
It's all over the place sound wise, and I couldn't.
I love it. I think it's underrated. It's underrated.
So yeah, 2 fully for it, 2 fully against it, 1 in the middle.
Sound-wise,
it's polarizing.
Yeah, it is. Sound-wise, it does not fit. It does. The song.
Why are we at the beach? We're in the woods.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Why are we at the
Maybe it's a lake. That lake has waves.
I'm pro wave.
The lyrics are a little. Sometimes I want to tussle with them.
No.
Start getting into, Goofyville.
Oh, it's very repetitive also, and repetitive songs annoy me sometimes.
Yeah, I do like the meaning of put your cell phones down, disconnect from technology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like that part too.
That point, and I like that, and I'm not in love with it.
Oh,
I would have to say I would keep it, but I don't know. I can't think of a Justin album it would be appropriate for. Like if I had to pick it up and move it somewhere else, there's nowhere else for me to put it.
It was like a single.
So, but I like it. To me, it is kind of like Soulmate. You couldn't take.
It's a one-off.
Maybe he just needed like a whole bonus section because both of those songs.
So underrated.
No,
I mean, it's got a nice upbeat flow to it, so it's an upbeat song.
So it's I keep it.
No, my fave. One of my faves.
She's gonna make a gold track.
Yeah, I'm pro wave.
All right, so I know this sounds like a slogan. That's got to be on the side. Okay, so Supplies.
This is my favorite.
Yes, love it.
The video is weird, but I love
weird,
the fly.
but we see him with the shirt off, so it's okay.
That's true. Yeah.
When he's in the middle with the lady.
Yes, with the yeah, exactly. With the
when
girl.
they're spinning around with the lights going around them during the bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to
slow it down.
Yeah, he does.
Slow it down.
I just really like the feel and the vibe of the song and like how he does the lyrics. Like when he sings "Supplies Itself" and he's like "Supply, yeah." And he's like, okay, I love that. I'm like,
yes, same.
Yeah.
I did not like it when I first heard it. It really was one of those songs that I didn't.
And then you figured out what the lyrics meant.
Yeah, we figured out what the lyrics meant.
Like, you are fine. Okay. I will admit that I didn't like the sound of it. I thought it was strange. The video didn't really help me.
Yeah, the video is strange.
And then years later, I listened to it, and I did like it. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until I saw his performance that he did for Jimmy Fallon, I think it was?
Yes.
Jimmy Fallon.
After the Super Bowl.
And I liked it. I thought it. Now, I did like it on the CD, but I did like the song better. Yes, Kelsey, once I understood that it wasn't about an apocalyptic nightmare, I thought it was better.
I really do like this song a lot, and I like, the lyrics in it, like when he's like, the world could end now, baby will be living in The Walking Dead. I thought that was, clever. Mm-hmm. And I like how he's like, I'll be your light when you can't see.
When you need heat.
Oh,
yeah,
I love
exactly.
That part.
Yeah. I'll be your generator when you need electricity. I just love that whole part. So, like, it just does it for me.
I could do without the Pharrell sound effects in the back. As much.
Oh, see, I like that.
I do. It fits with the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could cut off a little bit during the song. It doesn't have to be the whole song.
I think to me that's what builds the production value, personally. It just, instead of it just being a very, run-of-the-mill kind of sound, it kind of layers on top of itself, which I also didn't notice in the beginning.
I do wish the video was different, that it was straight, like, sexy and not political in any way.
Yeah.
The crazies found that video and
the ending is
interpreted it a different way.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a little more subtle. It really hits you over the head.
Yeah.
I think it would have benefited from a more romantic theme along with a political theme where it just doesn't clobber you over
and then
the head.
It doesn't fit really well with Man of the Woods.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't.
It's one of those videos that, once again, it didn't fit with the album theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused on the video, too. Like, I definitely really like the song, and it's my top song on the album, but he looks amazing. It's just the video is a little confusing with the theme of the album. And I really feel like this whole album is, like, equivalent to comfort food, but for your, like, so it's like a comfort album. So it's not everybody's cup of tea, and it's not everybody's favorite album, but there's a lot of, like, songs on it that are, like, a comfort album.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I agree.
What?
I can't.
You don't
I can't
agree,
get with
Janiera?
that. No.
Okay, then. Tell us
Take
how you
a ride.
feel, Janiera.
I was gonna leave that for the end. It's just not an album that I reach for.
Well, I get it.
If I hear a song and it's in my daily playlist, I will listen to them. But it's nothing that I've never, except for when we were sitting down to do this, said I'm gonna go listen to Man of the Woods.
See, I went back and I will listen to Higher, basically, and say something sometimes, but say something. We'll talk about that later. But.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which, I realized we just skipped right over the facts. So let's run that back. Kelz had some review bits, I guess you wanted to read to show what the consensus was at the time.
Yeah, so there's, mixed reviews on this album. Obviously, it seems kind of like it's 50-50 down the board. But Rolling Stone's Christopher R. Winningarden gave the album a positive review, saying parts of Man of the Woods are his most exploratory music in years. In Variety, Chris Willman expressed, there are plenty of reasons to like Man of the Woods, not least that it's good, got a good beat, and you can dance to it, and concluded that its utterly weird boldness of Timberlake figuratively dragging Pharrell and Danja into the middle of a frosty field that makes the album memorable. And this is undeniably the real him right now. Funkster, family, man, firewalker. That's what they described him as.
Funkster, family man?
And firewalker. Yep. All three together.
Wow.
That's like the old Rizzler.
Yeah, the Alpha Rizzler in the house. And Jason Lipschutz of Billboard summarized his review saying, Man of the Woods is worth exploring, but it's already worth wondering how Timberlake follows it. Hugh said throughout Man of the Woods seesaws brilliantly between pop and country. Billboard included it among the best 50 albums of the first half of 2018. So those are some interesting reviews, and those are, some reviews for it.
Yeah, so
and then
it appears it wasn't as harsh as Twitter.
What about Twitter?
No, I was saying that the reviews weren't as harsh as I remember social media like Twitter and stuff. I mean, they were clobbering him over the head. It was real. I mean, you'd have thought it was a straight dumpster fire critically, and it wasn't. Like you said, I think 50-50 is more legit.
Yeah, I mean, and these are just, it's just interesting, some of the reviews, but like these people they feel a point in having to point out that the album's not a failure, so they obviously got that from somewhere. Like this one here is Brock Raddick of Las Vegas Weekly. He deemed it Timberlake's most experimental album, that it's far from a failure, and that's because its bright spots will accomplish the singular goal of all of Timberlake's music, making non-dance people get up and dance without remorse or self-consciousness. And he considered Higher Higher the album's best track, and Midnight Summer Jam a throwback soul party.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire feel. So those are interesting reviews, and just the way that they explained him and described it, I feel like because it's so funky and so different from Justin, people are, on the fence about it.
And Jenny, you had a really interesting story about how him and Chris Stapleton got together for the album.
So before they made some songs for Man of the Woods, they performed at the 2015 CMAs. And they actually knew each other before that for a few years. And it wasn't until Chris's wife, Morgan, pushed Chris to ask to have Justin join him for the CMAs. And he said Justin was gracious enough to come and do that, and they made The Rest Was Music history. And that really jump-started Chris's career. He's probably one of the top-selling country singers of today. And they've performed multiple times for each other over the years. I think recently, just a few years ago, Justin performed with Chris. And they sing different songs together. And he was on Jimmy Kimmel 3 years ago. And Jimmy Kimmel asked about the impact that Justin had on his career. And he said, I think that it would be the understatement of the millennium. It was drastic, and it went to sold out shows and people showing up in his driveway basically overnight.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say one thing about Say Something. That is actually Chris Stapleton's highest ranking on the Hot 100s at number 9.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's it's not his most top selling songs, but it's his highest song.
Oh, wow. That's cool after all these years. So, I mean, because I've heard his name, in other regards, but that's crazy. Power of JT?
Yeah,
Love it.
Chris Stapleton was that song. So to be honest, out of no much of him before that song, so.
Yeah. And he has a great voice, Chris Stapleton. He has a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
He Absolutely. Does,
yeah. And if you ever want to read beautiful comments from people, find any video of them performing that together on the CMAs, because the comments are so amazing. People saying it's the best live performance they've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
That's a really good one for sure.
That's a safe space for us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It's good to know because we need them.
Right?
Yes, we
do. Also, some great facts about the album. So jumping back into the track list, the next one was another collaboration that I can't speak actually, with someone who started very much around the same time he did, which is Morning Light with Alicia Keys.
I loved it. Their voices sound so beautiful together. Yeah. It's R&B. It's kind of gospel vibes a little bit. It's just a very sweet kind of romantic song. And like I said, their voices blend really well together. And she's one of the artists I grew up listening to as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It has definitely a feel-good vibe to it. And they pair so nicely together. And I feel like the song has a little bit of a southern feel to it as well. I just love them together.
I thought it fit really well with Higher Higher in Montana. They all kind of have the same groove to them. Like if they put those three in a row, I think it would have worked really well on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've grown to like it. It was another song I didn't particularly care for. I really like Alicia Keys, but still to this day when I listen to it, there's something I always felt that's missing. Where it feels
or something.
I think I prefer the concert version of it.
The concert
version?
I didn't see the concert.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. To me, it never transcend. It feels like it should transition into something else. It should go higher. It should go further. Yeah. It should go into something else, and it never quite makes it, which is what I would expect from the two of them. So even though I respect it and I like it for what it is, it just feels a little hollow to me, and I want to do more.
It stays mellow.
It stays.
You wanted to take it to anher level.
Definitely from the two of them, for sure. I feel like. For both of their records, production value, it could have gone a little higher, but it's certainly, I would say it's just more of a neutral track for me. Okay, and we already got into Say Something. That was interesting because everyone likes that one. I'm afraid to say what I'm about to say.
Say it. Say
it. Say something.
That was a good one.
Sometimes the greatest way to say something is to say nothing at all. Okay?
Oh, no, I'm gonna say no. Just for a podcast, because then it just be silence. So, I respect it. Like I enjoy it live, but I do not like that song. And when I say I don't like it, I mean I don't like listening to it. Not because it's a bad song, not because the vocals aren't good. It's just nothing that I connect with. But live, I enjoy it every time. I've enjoyed the live performance, but anytime it comes on the album, I skip it.
I think it works so much better as a duet.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
with Chris.
It's in my top 8. It's in my top 8.
Yeah, I definitely love it live, especially with this tour. He performs it with the acoustic guitar. I really love that. And then in the Chicago show in particular, I felt that performance was even more powerful than ever, considering
because of the meaning behind it and what he was going through at the time.
It has such a good meaning behind it. You know what I mean? So it's very relatable.
Oh yeah, the lyrics are definitely the strong point of it. I think even more than the music is. Music is kind of, a little elementary for him, but the lyrics definitely hit home, and I think that's what carries the song. And I think that's why it was one of the most successful songs on the album. It was a good representation of what he was going for with the album as well, I think.
Right.
Mhm. And the music video was filmed in one continuous take.
Yes.
And that was a great choice.
It was incredible.
Do it live.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's an incredible
You
video.
can tell. Now that I think about it, you can tell. That's pretty cool. Flannel.
Oh my
I only have one thing to say about this, and nope, it's not it. It's a no for me, dog.
Yes, I've
not
cut it.
listened to that. That's another song I've listened to.
I'm sorry, I can't. I cannot with this song.
It's like a campfire song, like not a real song.
No, thank you.
That makes sense.
Okay, I'm the only
like
one
a song you sing around a campfire.
Wait, who said they like it?
Me.
Kelsey.
I'm sorry, girl. Usually we're on the same page, but I can't with this one.
No way.
Yes, I like it. All right. I like it. Let's move on.
It's fine. No one is being. I'm not laughing at Kelsey. I swear to God, I was still laughing at the "It's Not a Real Song." I wasn't laughing at Kelsey.
No, it's all
like
good.
what you like, girl.
What?
No.
What?
I said you like what you like, girl.
I thought it was white girl.
I was like, yes, it was. Yes.
Damn,
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Thinking I'm cursing when I'm not and stuff? Damn.
That was the curse one. I thought the sentiment was accurate.
Well, it is accurate for me, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's not making fun of anything. It's just saying. You like what you like.
No,
And
no,
that
I like
one-
what I like.
And that one has the Jess interlude in it, and it's like we're playing hide and seek with Jess throughout the album, and I didn't understand the point of that. It kind of just messed up the flow of the album. Like, just keep the songs rolling.
Right.
Kelsey, what do you like about this song? Like, what is it to you?
It's just a beautiful, country song. I grew up camping when I was younger, so I think
it's a campfire song.
Yeah, it is. It's a campfire song, and
You're at Girl Scouts singing your campfire song.
Girl Scouts singing. It is repetitive.
Makes sense
it is
now.
repetitive.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. Also.
Yeah, but I do like it, so that's probably why I like it.
Okay, fair enough. I think what's interesting about music is people connect to things for different reasons because music sparks so many different parts of your brain at any given time. It can ignite a memory, a smell, anything. So Kelsey's got some like campfire shit going on, and I respect that. I respect that. I think that's great. Where everyone else like, now and in the woods.
Janera's not going camping.
Yeah, she's not going camping.
No, ma'am, no. The next song, Montana. I'm drinking.
Montana is that girl. Montana is
beautiful song.
My favorite.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
If he sang it on this tour, I'll be happy.
I love it.
I should have heard it live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very sexy,
Montana
and I love it. Love it.
It's got a good beat. It's got an airy feel, and his voice is just so good.
Yeah, instantly fell.
Especially towards the end. Towards the end.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Maybe listen to that song again because I'm.
She's like,
No, I've admitted before. By the time we hit, probably around the time we hit "Say Something," I clock out.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never finished Flannel.
Just skip Flannel.
I've barely finished Montana. I can't tell you what the end of that song sounds like. The only one, it is the next single that probably towards the end of the album that I really enjoy is Breeze Off the Pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Very much a good song.
That's another favorite. I didn't like it at the beginning, and then I listened to it this year, and I was like, oh, actually, I really like it.
That's the thing with me.
Yeah.
It grew on me also.
Yeah.
Me too.
I changed my mind.
I gotta listen to Montana again. I feel so left
You
out.
need to listen to Montana.
You want me to play a part of it for you?
Will we get in trouble playing it
No,
on
I
the
don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued.
I got Spotify.
Yeah.
They
You
take
need
that
to listen to
$13
Montana.
for the quickness every month. I got it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's on Spotify. We pay for it.
The next one, I feel like I skipped again. We just talking. So we just totally rolled over news, but we got a lot of news. So we had $100 million gross for the first 38 shows. And when I say we because all of our coins in this podcast have gone to the $100 million. So you're welcome, Justin. But
You're welcome, Justin.
You're welcome.
But he reached that sooner, I think, than Man of the Woods. And he's currently at, 52 shows or 53 shows?
I have no idea.
50.
Close.
It was
52, I think.
52.
Yeah, so I think it's 52 now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the
So
next
someone's
one
gonna
is 53, yeah.
Yeah, so he reached that landmark much sooner than his Man of the Woods tour. And that even, I want to point out that even accounts for inflation. There were some people who were trying to doubt the numbers and say, oh, well, the ticket sales are much higher. Yes, we know, but even adjusted for inflation, it is still more than he made on the other one. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. And he added 4 festivals in South America. Where were those festivals at?
One in Norway, one in Denmark.
Yeah, and where were the ones in South America?
I didn't write that down.
Brazil, Colombia, Chile, and Argentina.
Argentina, yep.
Okay. Argentina sounds nice. I would love to go to Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to go to Colombia.
Yeah. My bank account was like, you crazy.
I can't do.
Yeah. Bank account's
My
not
heart
agreeing
was
with
like,
me. I would love
right?
to go to all
I'm
of it.
considering Norway.
Norway. Yeah, I thought about Norway too until I saw the arena, and I realized it's their winter in June. So
Yeah, it's colder weather.
It's brutally cold.
Oh, hey.
So I'm thinking.
Maybe not.
I'm rethinking.
Maybe not.
All right.
And then the 2 shows in Mexico also.
The 2,
Yeah.
yes.
Because the first one sold out so fast.
Yeah, they had to have that second one. Mexico loves Justin.
For sure. They the pre-sale sold out in like 20 minutes, and someone told me that the general sale was the real bloodbath. So a lot of people were freaking out and upset they didn't get in. And then they announced a second one that will go on sale on the 19th. So that's crazy. It might be a third show. Who knows? I thought that was really interesting that it just grew that quickly.
Is this going to be his highest grossing tour of his career?
Yes.
Yes, that's what they're projecting it to be. Especially if they keep selling out every show.
Yeah.
So, which has been the case so far. So, and as of this podcast airing, he's on break before the third leg of the tour that starts September 28th with the We Survive concert.
Yeah.
Yep. I donated some money because it's a great cause. Yes. Yes, and then Brooklyn. So I'm hoping to win tickets to the concert in New Jersey.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
They had a great. I think it's currently still going on as of September 14th, where you can donate to them and in exchange for information.
And that included the airfare too, and like the hotel.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like a suite also.
So it's tickets for 2, a meet and greet with New Kids on the Block. Not really familiar, but I will definitely be a fan for that day.
Just sneak in the back to see Justin.
Exactly.
Just get lost.
Backstage passes. The Hard Rock Cafe, Sweets of the Hard Rock Cafe, Uber, Lyft, whatever, transportation back and forth, and airfare. So.
Well, they have it covered. Fingers crossed that you get
they
that.
They really do.
Yeah, fingers crossed for Janiera.
Oh, and front row tickets. Sorry. Front row tickets. So,
putting it out there. You're just going to get those tickets.
That would be great. But yeah, so it's a great cause. I think it's going to be a great show. They have some really great people performing. So, even if this one expires by the time this podcast airs, they do have some other ways you can donate. So I would encourage that. Great. So where do we leave off? Oh, we don't have that much up.
Living off the Land, I believe.
Huh?
I believe we're on Living Off the Land.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. I appreciate the production value of that song. I think it's one of the strongest songs that are produced. But it's not really anything that, like, I would write home about. As weird as that sounds, it's not like, oh, when I think Man of the Woods, I would tell you to listen to that song to like Man of the Woods. It's done well. I think it's more of an experiment. It sounds more of an experimental song to me. And it works.
It sounds like a bluegrassy mixed feel to it.
Right. And it works.
Yeah, it's definitely got interesting vibes for sure.
The song that I compare it to is Losing My Way, because it's kind of told like a story, but I think it should have been more clear that he was singing in third person.
Right.
Because the lyrics to that song were not relatable to Justin himself.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
The build up debt on the credit cards, like, he doesn't have debt.
Yeah.
Losing My Way, you have
hope
to take
not.
that liberty too, because we hope Justin was never smoking crack. So
he said, "Hi, my name is Bob."
Well, most of us.
Hi, my name is Bob. I'm looking for a.
So he should have just named this guy Steve or something.
Yeah.
When you said credit card debt, I think we all were like, okay, that's cool. Well, the average man. And like you said, when you write songs, you play roles. Yeah. I think he took, people from his small town, family members, things like that he had experienced. It's not a bad song. It's just not one I would encourage.
Not safe.
Yeah.
Not my top, but I listen to it.
And no, that's not the last one. That's how to say the last one. The hard stuff. That one is interesting. I like the lyrics more than the song itself.
Yeah.
I like it overall.
No, I have not listened to that song either.
Okay, fair.
I think his voice sounds really amazing in that song, and I think that's why I like it so much.
It's got like a subtle flow to it. For whatever reason, when I'm listening to that song and I close my eyes, I picture a field in flannel, so it works with the album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It does fit with the theme.
I've heard several people say it would have benefited more in an album, almost like Everything I Thought It Was, if it had been done as an R&B song. And I can honestly hear that. It could,
Justin should just take some of his songs and just remix them to another genre.
Next time you hear it, it could have been reworked into an R&B song. The music is pretty simple, and maybe that's what he was going for. I think the lyrics are really good, but it's not something I'd go back to, or something I would desire to listen to. And the last track, Young Man, it does what it needs to do.
Yeah. I'll just listen to the beginning bit, and then that's it. I'm gone.
Right. It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah. I like how he put Silas saying Dada in it. I thought that made it very personal, and up until that point, we don't really get too much of shares from his kids.
Right.
He's private with his kids.
That was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
But I was like,
it was really cute and hit home for the song. I do love the vibe, and it's a feel-good song. It's got a great message, and it's a sweet father-son song.
I put that it's very anti-alpha male.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like
That too.
encouragement to cry. That's okay to cry. I think that's a lot of messaging that we need today for men.
Absolutely.
And that goes along with kind of his, the benefit concert that he's putting on later this month or next month. That I just think has a strong message.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
young men at this time.
They definitely need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my 10-year-old, he listens to this song. He gave it a 7.5 rating. And he said if his dad had wrote this song for him, he would have really enjoyed it. So like I think he
that's cute.
Yeah, so that's coming from that demographic. You know, so I thought that was cute because it hit home with that demographic for sure.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is written for his sons. You can well, his son at the time, but now his son.
I always find the sister line funny. I think he probably should have left that out. But also, you know, as Phineas gets older, he's going to be like, oh, really? That's what the intention was?
Yeah.
To make a sister, and he got another son, so.
We know.
I feel like Phineas deserves this song because that's a little janky. Phineas, like, if it had been a brother, it'd be like, oh, Phineas is predicted. Yeah. It's a sister, like, oh, wah, wah, wah. So,
Justin will get him back. He'll get something for him for sure.
Justice for Phineas. Get his own song.
Yeah. Maybe let him drum on it or something, you know? Like, he drums in the song.
I'm sure he can drum on it.
So on that note, now we just do the overall assessment, and everyone gets to rank the song out of 10 and give any closing thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, for the full album, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I know we have some people who don't like giving any, you know, opinions conclusively, mostly Kelz. But today is
I got one down. I did it.
Okay. Yes, you did.
I'm giving it a 7.5 overall.
Hey, that's mine.
Oh, wow.
Fight.
Okay, I did it. I nailed it down, and I made the determination. 7.5. That's it.
And why?
So, most of the songs on there, I do listen to. I don't really, skip them. There's only one or two songs, and really it's just one. I cannot do Flannel. So the other part of the album, like there are 6 songs that are in my top, and they're done well. And even the ones that aren't in my top list, they're still done well. They still have a nice vibe to them. It was done well. I appreciate his creativeness in it. I appreciate that he made this a family album because he was trying to go personal and give us a piece of, what he was going through at the time. And as a fan, I really like that. So 7.5.
Okay, fair enough. Now I want to hear from Jenny because Jenny's like,
I had the same rating, the 7.5. But I honestly, if I would have deleted Man of the Woods, Wave, and Flannel, and it would have just flowed so much better. And it would have been, and get rid of all the interludes also.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been an 8 without those songs and different
it would
single
have been
choices.
a higher rating.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I had to. Come on, you guys know.
You did, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. This scoring system made me very self-conscious. Who else wants to go?
I will give it an 8 out of 10. I like 8 tracks from the album. Man of the Woods is like the worst song ever he's ever done. I can't bear it. I cannot bear to listen to it. It's so bad. But yeah, I love 8 songs from that track. Like I can listen to 8 of the songs from that album again and again. So yeah, that's why it has it.
Okay.
I'll go. I give it a 7.5 out of 10 as well. I love Montana. I love Midnight Summer Jam, Higher Higher, Supplies, Sauce. Yeah, Man of the Woods and Wave he needs to get rid of. Otherwise it would have been an 8. Yeah.
Please don't get rid of Wave. You're going to give Fay a damn heart attack.
Me and Jenny are giving Fay a heart attack, sorry. But I'm keeping Flannel. Flannel will be mine and you'll sit it out.
You know
No.
Flannel's all yours, girl.
Yes, Flannel's all mine. So
we're going to take it off the album and give it personally to Kelsey. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, me.
No.
Go camping.
Just kidding.
Love it.
So everyone went, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Except you.
Yeah, I know.
You're saving the best for last.
Saving the best for last. That's right.
Right. So I want to say that I really do respect this album. I do. I think it was an experimental album for him. One that he wanted to show a different side of himself, from his roots in Memphis, his connection to his family. And I respect all of that. But for me, I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Woo! That was lower than I was thinking.
That's lower than I was.
I was thinking a 6.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with a 6 too.
Go listen to Montana again.
Yeah,
let's be trying to boost it a couple
again.
Points.
Please.
Because I can't get past Say Something. If I can't finish an album,
No, Montana.
I can't give it a 5 out of 10.
Can't say something.
Montana is...
But even if I like Montana, it's still probably only going to give him a 5 because I can barely finish. I still can barely finish the last couple of songs. That would put one song in, so I give him 1 point back. But overall, and it wasn't cohesive. It's just not. Because even in everything I thought it was, you still have a lot of experimentations with different sounds like disco and R&B and new wave pop, but it fits. But there's something about Man of the Woods when it was produced, it just didn't fit. So that's my 4 out of 10.
But if he deleted 3 songs for you, would it have flowed better for you?
Only if he would have replaced them. Because I would have gutted more than 3 songs. I would have
taken out.
Oh man, we keep Young Man because it's sweet. I wouldn't listen to it often, but we keep it for sentimental value. I would have gutted Hard Stuff, Living Off the Land, Flannel,
Man of the Woods.
I wouldn't have gutted Man of the Woods. I wouldn't have gutted Morning Light. I would have improved it. Yeah. And Sauce. So I would have gutted more than half the album, which is why I came to the conclusion I did.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yes, I will give Montana another listen by the next episode, so we'll see if my point changes.
And then let us know. I also do have some fan reviews of the album. We have Bianca Sherry 20 who loves the album and she loves the Morning Light, Montana, Man of the Woods, and Higher Higher.
Oh, okay.
Then Tanisha re-listened to it a few months ago and enjoyed it more than expected. Used to only listen to 2 songs, now listens to most of it. Loretta, LCC Foodie, loves the album. Let Me Timberlake Ya, not the favorite album, but it's good. Favorite songs are Montana and Higher Higher. Marina says she's always liked it, and Anna loves it and has listened to it into the ground.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, Lord.
Into the forest.
I always liked it. Go on the record and say I always like this. Into the forest ground, I like that. All right. And before we wrap things up, Kelz, do we have some birthday shout-outs we wanted to do for the month of September?
Yes, we do. We have some September birthdays, so happy birthdays to everybody with September birthdays. We have Brandy Lynn C79. September 1st was her birthday. We have Jess Sparkles 456. September 4th was her birthday. And lastly, we have Mrs. Bozzy. September 7th was her birthday. Yeah, happy birthday.
Well, shout out to all the birthdays. So this was obviously one of our longest episodes, but it was a lot of fun. I think it was honest, it was fun, and we actually have a part 2. Our next episode will be a dive into Man of the Woods. As far as the tour, I know Jenny attended the tour. We may have some other special guests that attended the tour, and just about aesthetic, fashion, and things like that. So, because we could not possibly cram it into this one. So.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing? I have a notable mention about the album.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Elliot Ives, who's one of the Tennessee Kids, he's listed as a producer on the album. He also plays guitar, harmonica, and ukulele on this album as well.
Very cool. We've known him
and can I add one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Timberlake was named Amazon's Music's the most streamed artist of the year that album came out in 2000.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, so that also, goes against the narrative that was so brutally painted.
Yeah.
Well, it was debuted at number
failure.
1.
No one liked it. No one was listening to it. And that just wasn't true.
Yes, it sold
thing, but
293,000 copies the first week.
Yeah. Just more continuous
It was
live.
number 2 the second week.
Yeah, it did well.
And I remember that's interesting because they did compare it to Everything I Thought It Was and was like, it's everything I thought it was, commercially would be considered a failure compared to the album that people back then were trying to call a failure. But we know that the streaming dynamics have greatly changed since that album was released, as far as streaming numbers have completely taken over, where back then people were still buying CDs and albums. So,
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and listening to our podcast. Thank you all for the support. We love you very, very much. And stay tuned for part 2 of our Man of the Woods deep dive. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.